Good morning. It's coming up right around noonish. I'm actually starting part 2 of my Sylvia Likens series in my backyard because it's easier and quicker to get to the first location we will be showing you here in just a minute or two. Now in this video, I primarily want to introduce you to the main characters involved in the murder of Sylvia Likens. Now, of course, the first 2 characters were the victims, Sylvia Marie Likens and her sister, Jenny, who was a year younger and had a leg in a brace because she had polio when she was an infant. And in the summer of 1965, shortly after the July 4th holiday, I'm not sure the precise date, I don't know if that was ever specifically recorded, but somewhere around the 5th, 6th, or 7th of July, Jenny and Sylvia moved in with Gertrude Banishevsky and her 7 children for what was to be a period of approximately 4 months. This is while her parents were on the road as food vendors for carnivals. So Gertrude was 37 with, like I said, 7 children, and she had 6 miscarriages, including one in the previous couple of years. Okay, we'll get back to the cast of characters here in just a moment. Okay, this is firehouse number 12, where on October 26, 1965, an ambulance was probably dispatched to the Gertrude Banishevsky home, along with the police. Of course, by the time help was called, it was too late. Sylvia was already dead. Okay, on to our next location. Now, her children was Paula, 17, who was pregnant, which is kind of ironic considering accusations and things that were done to Sylvia. Stephanie was 15, John, 12, Marie, 11, Shirley, 10, James, 8, and the baby was either 1 year old or 18 months old while this was going on. I've heard both, but I don't know his precise date of birth, and he ended up being adopted after Mommy went to jail, because apparently his dad was, who knows, supposedly in the army. Okay, 2 other teenagers of note in this story are Richard Hobbs, known as Ricky, and Coy Hubbard. Now, Hobbs has been described in various accounts as being a honor student from a middle-class family, and he's also been described as kind of a slow kid. So I'm not really sure where the truth lies in that. And he died at age 21. But Richard Hobbs was Gertrude's friend, not a friend of her children. Yeah, okay, and finally got the light. Coy Hubbard was Stephanie's boyfriend, and he was basically 6 foot tall, 170 pounds, and a bully. So those are the main characters. Now 5 people would go on trial for their lives in the death of Sylvia Likens. And that was Mother Gertrude, her daughter Paula, her son John, and honestly, I think if he had been an adult, John would have gotten the electric chair. Ricky Hobbs and Coy Hubbard were the 5 people put on trial. Gertrude would be convicted of, I believe, 1st-degree murder. Paula of 2nd-degree murder. And the 3 boys were convicted, I believe, of manslaughter and received sentences of 2 to 20 years. Okay, we're getting close here. This brown and orange house is one location where Sylvia and Jenny's parents lived during their marriage here in Indianapolis. They lived in a whole lot of locations, so I don't know if they ever actually lived, Jenny and Sylvia ever actually lived in this house. Okay, this parking lot used to contain 2 homes, both apartment buildings. The home that would have been in the back here was torn down first, and I don't know what year it was. But the house where Gertrude lived with her children was here on this corner. And it was at least a duplex. But from what I have read, her unit had 6 bedrooms. Okay, this was a Shell station back in 1965. And this is where Richard Hobbs called law enforcement to inform them that there was a dead person at the Bancheski residence. Yeah, really close. Okay, there's one other place I want to show you on today's video. Now this is the approximate angle of an Indianapolis Star photograph that was taken in November of 1965, just a few days after Sylvia died. And they point out in that picture that this second house is where, I don't know if that's a dark green or a dark gray or a grayish green house with the white. Anyway, this is where Ricky Hobbs lived. Got some pretty flowers here I want to get a shot of while we're out. I mean, these are really beautiful. Okay, basically rumor had it that Hobbs and Gertrude were having an affair. This was denied, and as they're both dead now, we'll probably never know one way or another. It wouldn't surprise me if she was doing the nasty with him. Ironically, Ricky Hobbs' mother was in the hospital dying of cancer when Sylvia died, and his mother actually died 2 weeks later. No, 13 days later. So, those are the important characters in this story. We'll be meeting lots of other people in the next portion of this series. I guess that's really all I have to say here for today's video. Thank you very much.